Yo, what is up, guys? Today we are back with some more Play Avengers. Today we're going to be going through some skills and builds to do some very high damage with Thor. Don't forget, if you ever want to catch me live, I will be on twitch.tv/CryptoHelix every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me know what you guys think of this.
Agents is
370k, fucking easy. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what we just did there. All right, 370k is pretty huge, so I need to check what level we're at, but I know it's on challenge 4. It was minus 14, so I think it's got to be power level 135, which isn't the highest you can go. So I don't know what damage you do against, if you're level 150 doing challenge 4. I don't know what kind of damage that's going to be. But essentially what we did, we had a couple procs and boosts going. So the first thing I did was I procced the damage buff with the adept buff perk. Gives me a 37% chance hitting an enemy with a ranged critical attack grants a damage buff. So I'll always lead in with that ranged throw, try and get a damage buff off the rip. As soon as I got that, I activated Tier's offense. Left shift and click simultaneously to activate a damage boost. So this gives me an additional damage boost. It also increases my critical chance percentage to 6%. And it also increases the duration of all damage buffs by 4 seconds, so that's pretty huge. Now, once I have the damage buff from my grip and then Tier's offense activated, I pop 2 skills. I will lead with my support heroic, which gives me a temporary damage boost of 25%, increases critical attack damage by 25%, and critical attack chance by 10%. And then lastly, once I have all 3 of those buffs, I pop my ultimate heroic, the Bifrost. I had the burn damage one because the enemy we were fighting is cryo, and that did a total of 370k damage right there, which is pretty huge. So some other things that you'll probably want to consider that could be higher, if the enemy was if he had any status effects on him at all. So if he was gammaed, or if he had shock, or if he was pimmed, or what have you, that would have increased the total damage output from that attack. Also, if I would have had any other buffs from characters, so if I was playing with the full squad, and they all had additional buffs to pop at the same time, like I know Widow, when she does her Veil of Shadows, that gives teammates additional buffs as well. If I had any of those other buffs, that really could have shot that number up. And I don't think I'm not sure if I critted that hit or not. It's hard to tell, but 370k is pretty huge damage for challenge 4. So we're gonna keep trying to get some gear to fully max out that number, especially because, like, if you're doing it for like a high damage output, like I play with Thor, and let's say you're fighting a really hard boss or something along those lines, pinning an enemy is not really a use case in a boss fight. There's never really a ton of ads around. All right, here we go.
Let the heavens rain.
Everyone's getting one-shotted right now. GG. Good night. Later, nerds.
An enemy is down.
Oh, I didn't actually finish this dude in one hit. That makes me sad.
Well done. That squad member has been neutralized.
I need to go back and see what the damage was, because I feel like it was a lot. It did wipe out this whole area though, so that's pretty cool.
Looks like we're...
Ooh, I just saw another way I can get a buff. Show me my things. Increases all damage dealt while overcharged by 20%. So on top of all of those things, I was doing earlier when I was talking about how to proc those buffs, if I get overcharged before doing that, it increases my total damage by 20%. Which, if 400k was my base damage, that would put me at 480k if I was overcharged. That's Pog, dude. Okay, we got something to try now. I'm excited. The only issue is the best way to get overcharged is to have a lot of enemies around and then pop my heroic ability, or my assault heroic, excuse me, my God Blast. One of these is like if you hit 5 enemies, right here, hitting 5 enemies with a single God Blast activates and overcharges the Odin Force meter, so that'll automatically overcharge me. So an easy way for me to proc that is to have a shit ton of enemies around and hit 2. It's just a lot of stuff to do and not a lot of time. Shift V. Holy fuck! Okay, I got a plan. We can still get out of this. All right, here we go.
I call the lightning.
Overcharge, overcharge, overcharge. Yeah.
One of their agents is down.
See, that was only 320k? That's still pretty good because this is power level 153, which is a solid 20 power levels higher than the last time we tried it.
Another enemy defeated.
That's Pug. So with that one, the same exact thing as earlier, right? We popped our damage buff from our Adapt Grip. We popped our damage buff from the Sacred Norn Stone of Lethal, the Tears Offense perk. We then popped our Support Heroic, okay, Warrior's Fury. And then before we hit our ultimate, we triggered this Burning Light upgrade on God Blast. So we hit 5 enemies with a single God Blast, which activates the Odin Force, or the Overcharge, excuse me. Because of the Belt of the Thunderer, we have a perk that increases all damage dealt while overcharged by 20%. So we have all 4 of those damage buffs, essentially. And then we pop our Bifrost, which did 320k, I believe, damage. I've got it to 400k before, but not on level 153. So that's actually pretty huge. That's actually really huge. We love that. It lowers our heroic though. Holy shit. This one actually increases our stats across the board, which is kind of wild. I don't like the perks. I don't like the perks, but it increases our stats, which is like pretty pog. And it's not even like I could upgrade it. This is tough, man. We'll put our heroic to, I don't know, 850, or I'm sorry, 8,500-ish, give or take. 8,400. I can't math off the top of my head. Let's try it. We're gonna try it. We're gonna boost. Oh, don't. We're gonna boost this up. I'm gonna waste some resources on this, admittedly. Damn. It sucks I have to rock a blue, but it's had better stats. It's hard to pass that up when it has better stats. I didn't hate the perks on this one. I actually quite like the perks. They're pretty defensive, but the stats were kind of trash. Let's rock it. All right, now we got some work to do, boys.
I call the thunder! Open the gate!
$432 damage? Poggers, dude. That's the wave. That is absolutely the wave. That's everything we need to do from now on out.